So good morning students. I am Rashi Kapoor, your chemistry lecturer. So today I will start a brief introduction of chemistry. That what is chemistry? Right. So chemistry is a branch of science which deals with the study of structure, composition and properties of matter. The study of structure, composition and properties of matter. And it also studies about the reactions in which the matter can be converted from one form to another. Right? All this we will study about in chemistry. What is matter and how it can be converted into another form, and the properties of matter we will study in chemistry. Chemistry is basically studied in many branches, such as we have physical chemistry. The first branch of chemistry, we have physical chemistry. Right. In physical chemistry, we study about the laws which we will deal in chemistry, that we study in the physical chemistry. The laws, the principle and the theories which are concerned with the chemical reactions, that all we study in physical chemistry. Right. Then the second branch of chemistry, it is inorganic chemistry. You know that how many elements are known? There are 180 elements till today which are discovered. Out of this 118 elements, if you take away carbon, then the study of other 117 elements and their compounds which we study in inorganic chemistry. Then the third branch of chemistry, it is organic chemistry. In organic chemistry, we study about the compounds of carbon and its compound, that we study in organic chemistry. So basically these three branches we will study, that is physical, inorganic and organic chemistry. Apart from that, we have analytical chemistry. In analytical chemistry, we study about the detection of elements. Which elements are present, which ions are present in a given compound, and what the compound is made up of, what quantity of substance is present in a given substance, in a given compound. That is qualitative estimation as well as quantitative estimation we will study in analytical chemistry. That is identification, separation and quantitative means to determine the quantity of the substance we will study in analytical chemistry. Then there is another branch that is known as biochemistry. In this biochemistry we will study about the molecules which are present in the living world, such as we will study about the carbohydrates, fats, proteins, vitamins in this biochemistry. Then there is also the sixth branch, that is industrial chemistry. In this industrial chemistry we will study about the various industrial processes which are involved in the chemistry. Right. Now see, chemistry, it is a very useful branch of science. It is involved, I think, in each and every field. In medicines, you know that antipyretics, analgesics, then tranquilizers, antibiotics, all those are actually chemical substances only. In industries, polythenes, PVC, salt, styrene, Teflon, ceramics, cement, these all are chemical substances only. In agriculture, various pesticides, various fertilizers, right? Then in domestic purposes, we are using that Teflon coating. In all of the cases, this chemistry is involved. Nuclear chemistry, that deals with the nuclear energy, then the fuel energy, that all consist of chemistry. Now, as I have told you, that chemistry is a study of matter. So let us start that what is matter. We will first of all study the basics, right? So let us first start what is matter. So matter is anything that occupies space and has mass. Anything that occupies space and has mass. Say this table, this chair, this book, this phone, chalk, board, everything is matter. That is not your feelings. but anything which occupies space and has mass is considered as matter. Now this matter, it is classified in two manners. What are those manners? We can classify matter based on the physical properties and also based on the chemical properties. On the basis of physical properties, we can classify matter into solid, liquid and gas. Right? And on the basis of chemical properties, we can classify matter into pure substances and impure substances. So, what is a solid substance? A solid substance is one which has definite shape and definite volume. The molecules of a solid, they are closely packed and there is very less intermolecular space. Intermolecular space means the space between the particles. The interparticular space or intermolecular space is very less in solid. And forces of attraction between the molecule is very high. Therefore, these molecules cannot move from its place. Only they can vibrate. Okay, the kinetic energy of the particle is very less. Therefore, the shape as well as the volume of solid is fixed because they cannot move from their place. Because of the force of attraction, it is so tightly packed and the force of attraction is so high that they will not allow the molecules to move from its place. They can only vibrate on its place. So therefore, their kinetic energy will be very low and they will have definite shape and definite volume. In the cases of liquid, the molecules are little far from each other. The distance is more than that of solid. You can see here. Intermolecular distance is more. And intermolecular forces of attraction are weaker here. Therefore, these particles can move. Yeah, they can move freely. The kinetic energy will be more than the kinetic energy of the particle present in solid. Therefore, the liquids will have indefinite shape. Their shape will not be definite. Their volume will be definite. Okay. Now, in the case of gas, the molecules are very far from each other. The intermolecular forces of attraction are negligible. Hence, these molecules, they can move freely and their kinetic energy is very high. And that is the reason for the indefinite shape of gases and indefinite volume of gases. So, hope you know this, that solid, liquid and gases properties. Right? Other than that, two more states are there, that is plasma and Bose-Einstein condensate, and that you have studied in your 9th standard, and that is plasma is a mixture of ions, charged ions and the electrons, right? And similarly, the Bose-Einstein condensate is also present, is also formed by is a form of matter which is formed at very low temperature and high pressure, right? So now let us study the classification of matter on the basis of chemical properties. On the basis of chemical properties, the matter is classified into pure substances and impure substances. Pure substances, they are further classified into elements and compounds. Now, what are elements? Elements, they are the chemical substances which are made up of only one kind of atom. Only one kind of atom is present. Right? So, and you cannot further break it into further cellular substances by any means. Right? So, it is made up of only one kind of atom, such as we have 118 elements such as hydrogen, oxygen, nitrogen, sulfur, phosphorus, chlorine. These all are elements, and hydrogen element will consist of only hydrogen atoms. Similarly, oxygen element consists of only oxygen atom. Similarly, nitrogen consists of only nitrogen water, we have hydrogen and oxygen which are combined in the ratio of 1:8, right? And you can break it by some means into two or more simpler compounds, simpler substances. So compounds, they are made up of two or more atoms which can be broken down easily, right? Whereas elements, they are made up of only one kind of atom. Now come to the impure substances. Now impure substances, they are also known as mixtures, right? Now these mixtures, they are of two types. What are they? That is homogeneous mixture, and the other one is heterogeneous mixture. Homogeneous mixture and heterogeneous mixture. Now this homogeneous mixture, it is also known as true solution, right? What is homogeneous solution? In homogeneous mixture, the composition is same throughout. Say, suppose this is your homogeneous mixture. So whatever the composition present in this corner of the mixture, that same composition will also present here. Say here 2 moles of solute is present in 10 milliliter of solvent. So here also same composition will be present, right? So uniform composition will be present in a homogeneous mixture. Say example, if you dissolve sugar in water, everywhere the composition of sugar will be same in water, right? And it will taste same everywhere. Similarly, in heterogeneous mixture, they are further classified into two types. That is suspension and colloidal solution. Right? Heterogeneous means different. Hetero means different. So if the composition is different throughout, then it is known as heterogeneous mixture. Such as when you have seen the mixture of sand and water, then you must know that when we dissolve sand and water, then sand settles down. So if we see at the bottom, the composition is somewhat dense, or you can say concentrated. More sand will be present at the bottom than on the top. So it will have non-uniform composition. Similarly, colloidal solution will have non-uniform composition. So this is how the matter is classified. And in simple words, I have